And I love Rob. I love how his enthusiasm every single time he talks about
it. Just gives away so much.
Yeah, it's like, Josh is like, I'm gonna give you minimal alpha, and Rob is like, we're gonna release all 3 solaces in a month, and you'll be able to go in there, go from zone to zone, from Toledo to Solace 1, 2, or 3. You're gonna choose all this stuff.
That's the real reason why we need to go to these conventions, is get some of that Eddy Z charm, a few pints into them, lay on that good old Eddy Z charm, do some impersonations for them, and be like, oh yeah, I'm Warren Buffett. I just wanted to know, when are you gonna release the game? And then just get it all out of them.
Yeah, that cornucopia, it's a winner. I really think they got something over there at Cornucopias. Way to go, Josh and Rob.
Welcome to Around the Corn, presented by the Knights Guild. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, because getting the likes and subscriptions is the best part of our day. If you want to hear us speculate wildly on something in-game, throw your questions in the comments, and next episode we'll pretend to know the answer as best we can. Follow us and the Knights Guild on X. You can learn a ton about the Knights Guild on Discord and the Guild website. All the links you need are in the description. I'm your host, Faux Hubris. As always, I'm joined by the man fast enough on the draw to be Doc Holliday's Huckleberry, Eddy Z. Eddy, tell the good people what we have in store for them today.
Yeah, well, you look like somebody just walked over your grave. Let's see. We got consensus to talk about. We got the landmark grab and a continuation of COPIWiki deep dive on the districts.
Yeah, that's the big part of the COPIWiki, so we wanted to break it up. But man, this consensus looks like it's really popping off, huh? Like kind of makes you wish you were there, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I do wish I was there. I've never been to a live event, but I guess if I were to want to go to one, I would potentially want to go to Vegas. I've never been there as well, so
I mean, we'll have to see what life is like come September. Because I would be game to go. I mean, like, as far as in terms of going somewhere, traveling somewhere, Vegas is usually pretty reasonably priced airfare. So maybe we'll have our first in-person meeting, Eddy, in the land of sin. So
yeah, you never know.
Yeah,
all depends.
Cool. So you're just gonna, there's no Copi cafes to talk about today, so we're just gonna race we're not gonna race seriously. We're just gonna get on there and kind of putz around while we're talking about the things that we've got going on this week,
Yeah,
so
it just also shows, again, this game is live. You can play it whenever you want. It's they have a server. They have 2 servers going on, North America and the Europe server. Come in anytime, day or night, doesn't matter. They have them running.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go. Good luck, man.
Yeah, you too. It's funny, like, seeing them race the consensus and like seeing how like all the happy faces and stuff. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah. More hands, more exposure, people having fun. They get to see something completely different than the regular standard racing, right? With cars, you got flying vehicles here, and they're super fast. Oh, you just ran me off of the road. Okay, I see how it is, man.
Oh, I did.
Oh man, why were you zigzagging like that? It looked like you were dancing.
I was aiming for you.
Okay. Alright, so
I hit the wall and I was ricocheting off the wall as I just did and died. So there you go. Now you can catch up to me.
Yeah, but I think it's great. Oh, whoa! I just passed you. All right.
Yeah. But it's like I hope these connections that are being made, I don't think they're gonna have any like immediate effect on cornucopias, right? Like it's really like long term, the relationships that they're making right now, and the people that are there are gonna, and maybe not even this consensus either. Like maybe they see this consensus and they make a mental note that game looks good, and the next consensus rolls around and they're there, and the game is a year into the future, and then now they're like, okay, maybe I need to be a part of this. It's like building, for now that will pay dividends much later, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Like there's so many. That's the great thing about conventions. It's just the networking, and I think what I've seen watching YouTube, like Cornucopia in their booth and their exposure, it's going to take some time. Yeah, I mean, this is just basically right now. It's people seeing the potential, and it's like right now it's all about ideas, right? This is the brainstorm ideas. How can my project help your project, and vice versa? And that's what that particular event is all about. And right now, the great thing about Cornucopia and their booth is that exposure and being able to actually present not just a concept, but an actual living and breathing video game that is like massive, like more than what people don't even know about this game and how incredible, how massive this game is. Oh, I just blew up.
Oh, good. That's nice of you. Do you ever worry, though? One thing that I worry about a little bit, especially in the beginning, is how big this is, and then how few people are playing it at the beginning, and like how I think it's kind of like a little bit dangerous maybe if you have this vast world and then you never see anybody. So like I wonder what will be done to make sure that in this big world at the very beginning, when there may be only a few thousand people playing, or maybe 10,000 people playing, and at any one time, at non-peak hours, that might mean like a couple hundred people playing, right? That you still are feeling like you're in a game with a lot of different people.
I don't think that's something that me personally think it's not going to be an issue, just because there's so many people out in the world. They're looking for something to entertain themselves with. This is going to be a different game than just the one title every year or two, right? Like maybe like I'm thinking of examples like Fallout or Assassin's Creed or Call of Duty, even, right, where they maybe make one every year. And the one thing, like I was talking with my friends, and the age-old example with crypto, right, is just he even brought it up. I actually didn't even bring up anything because I just I kind of was the conversation was going like, where he was like, man, wait, so you bought all those things? Because I did buy those things. I think I've mentioned that in here in this podcast before, in terms of buying certain things like in Grand Theft Auto, and then I bought that. I think I bought that game 4 times, right? I think I bought that in the first console that came out with in 360. Then I went into the Xbox One, right? And now it's on the Xbox One X, Series X, or whatever the Xbox is called now. And I bought it on PC. Right, so it's because it's like such a great game. I like the game. I like to go hang out in it. It's like a great metaverse experience. But once the next game comes out next year, or maybe a year, I forget the year that they're announcing it, maybe 2026 now. But I'm losing all those things that I've ever purchased. Like it's gone. Like it's they're not gonna come over. So, and that's one thing that my friend had mentioned. It's like, wait, so you're not gonna be able to bring any of that, right? He's like, yeah, but wouldn't it be nice? And I started kind of hinting, like, wouldn't it be nice though, right? If there was a game that that stuff would be transferred over, like, but really what you need is a forever game, if you think about it, right?
All right, so I had a friend actually come visit. Well, I mean, I've been trying to talk to her about Cornucopias for a while, and she came. Oh my god!
What happened?
Wait, I can't wait for you to see that in the replay. Okay. That was pretty epic.
I went into first-person view, so I don't even know.
I've never seen that before. That was pretty awesome. You didn't destroy me, but I got some air. Anyways, my friend came to visit recently, and the last time she came to visit was right when I had been like first joined up with Cornucopias, the Discord, and I was really into it. I was buying a lot of NFTs, and I was trying to explain it to her. I'm like, no, you should really sell some of your, I think you should sell a little bit of your Bitcoin or Ethereum, and you should buy this, some of this Copi. She's like, I don't know, it's too risky for me, I think. I was like, okay. And then, so like almost a year later to the day, she's back here visiting again, and I'm showing her the podcast, and I'm showing her the videos of the racing. And then I take her and I show her all the assets that I bought, and I'm explaining how like you actually own them and you can earn revenue off of them, and I'm explaining the nodes. And it was just really awesome seeing the light come on for her, because like she's not a gamer, but she gets that like people are spending all this money on games and they don't really own it. And I think that's kind of what's happening in Consensus right now, is like a lot of people that are for the seeing it for the first time are having that light switch flip for them, and it's like, oh, that aha moment that you and I take for granted that we had a long time ago. It's being flipped on for a lot of people. That's what I think is the exciting thing about the consensus, really.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, sorry, I'm also concentrating in first person.
Yeah.
So it's hard to hold the conversation here. Yeah, I'm curious when that will happen for some, my personal friends, right? Like, they're into certain crypto here and there, but they're not really touching anything. They're not really being active in the communities like that. I always feel like I need to be careful with when I approach things, because at the same time, I don't want to, come off as like, hey, you should invest in this. And it's like, oh, here we go. Like, next thing you know, they blame me for losing all their stuff, losing all their money on something. So I try to. But now with gaming, though, that's the thing about this, right? Like, you bring up like, I'll bring up like a game like Clash of Clans. That's a game that people love, man, and it's insane how many people spend money in that game, and that's, to me, is kind of like a forever game. That game's been going on for 12 years.
Yeah, they just keep adding new levels,
Yeah, adding more like customization stuff that people love to buy. I mean, it's insane. And if it's entertainment and if it's entertaining, if you build it, they will come. Right? That's kind of how I see it.
The wild thing about Clash of Clans to me is how much money you can spend and how little growth you get, right? Like, if you buy like $100 worth of gems, and then you speed the building up for like 4 buildings, and that's $100 right there. So it's like instant building 4 buildings,
and that's it.
That's it. and if you're building a whole camp, there's like 50 buildings.
Yeah, and people are addicted to it. That's the thing, man. And that's kind of what you want is a game. But the thing is, if people don't care, if you're having fun, you're gonna enjoy it no matter what. And
hey, Eddie, real quick, who got the fastest lap there? I don't have my glasses on.
Let's see. Must have been a fluke right there. Must have been because I was distracted with all the questioning.
So, it's according to what's going on at Consensus, it sounds like what's next up on for everything is Solace and the land grab is coming soon. They said early Q3, which is, what's that, kind of like at the end of the summer there? Or the middle? No, that's like August, right? Q3? Early Q3.
Oh, shoot. Sorry, I crashed. I was trying to... Yes. Early Q3, July. Oh, no. Ooh.
Oh my god, what's happening?
Snuck by there.
Did you go ahead of me?
Yeah. Oh, I hit the thing. I reset. The 5 health anyway. Oh no.
Oh, what they put something there in that rock.
I wish you could look behind me to see what you're seeing.
I mean, look, when you go right and then you go left there, right as you come out of the tunnel. And there's a rock there that you're kind of almost always running into if you're not careful.
Yeah.
There's something on top of it now where you can't go over that rock.
I'll have to try it out.
Yeah.
I don't typically go over that rock, I think.
But yeah, so the consensus, Rob gave away the land grabs coming. I am thinking about buying some more NFTs now. Like, it's hard to not do it.
Yeah, I've been looking around too. The smalls have gone down a little bit in price over the past week. Thinking about looking at some of those. Oh no, thinking about looking at some of those. I'm also still kind of. I don't know. I mean, I could also still wait and also dollar cost averaging into ADA as well sometime, and other crypto as well that I've been purchasing. I bought like ICP and Adera and Chainlink, but I also want to consider the fact that I want to buy this vehicle, the F9R.
Right, that's the other thing that's coming too, is buying the F9R. I mean, and you're gonna need base for that, right?
Yeah. Well, it's USDC.
USDC, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, unless they're gonna go straight ETH, which I don't know if that ever, if that's going to actually happen, I think their ETH solution is based using USDC, which I think is a smart play. Instead of doing actual ETH, I think base is the way to go.
Yeah.
Versus ETH. Oh no.
I mean, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I'm driving.
Yeah, I'm just driving. I'm just crashing everywhere.
Just crashing. Playing bumper cars.
As long as I win.
Yeah, there's definitely something on that rock that wasn't there before. Last time I raced it.
I can't wait to run the land grab. I can't wait because he basically, Rob said, and I love Rob. I love how his enthusiasm every single time he talks about it.
He just gives away so much.
Yeah, it's like, Josh is like, I'm gonna give you minimal alpha, and Rob is like, we're gonna release all 3 solaces in a month, and you'll be able to go in there, go from zone to zone, from Toledo to Solace 1, 2, or 3. You're gonna choose all this stuff to say.
That's the real reason why we need to go to these conventions, is get some of that Eddy Z charm, a few pints into them, lay on that good old Eddy Z charm, do some impersonations for them, and be like, oh yeah, I'm Warren Buffett. I just wanted to know, when are you gonna release the game? And then just get it all out of them.
Yeah, that cornucopia, it's a winner. I really think they got something over there at Cornucopias. Way to go, Josh and Rob.
If we did a whole podcast with you as Warren Buffett, I wouldn't get through it. I would just be cracking up the whole time.
Oh no, I can't seem to make turns anymore with this vehicle. Oh, my goodness.
Well, you're 97-year-old billionaire. Of course not. You haven't driven a car in like 40 years.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I never thought about that. Right, he doesn't drive himself anywhere. Definitely got a chauffeur for sure. I don't know. I'm just excited at the fact that it's actually happening. We're gonna have our land plots. I can't wait to get in there, start building, because I started also playing a game called The Forest. It's very opposite of. I mean, it's a raiding survival game where you're fighting against cannibals, and the story is interesting because they make you kind of like you're the father, you have a son, and there's a plane. You're in a plane, and the plane crashes into this area, and they take your son, and then you have to find your son, and you're surviving. And every now and again, the cannibals like look around, they're poking at you, then they try to kill you and eat you. And that's the game. But you're all the while you're chopping wood, building stuff, looking for weapons, building weapons, scavenging, surviving. It's a big, and so it's just something that I do stuff like that. I mean, that's the type of games that I love. And same with Grounded, another game called Astroneer, where you're gathering resources in space. It's a little bit more of a childish game, but Astroneer is a really good game. But I love these type of games, and Cornucopias is going to fulfill that in every way. But at the same time, it's nice the fact that it's actually going to be being dealt with in crypto, right? So we're talking actual value, so that you can have fun while, who knows, potentially making money. Now, I don't know if people are going to be making like money, getting filthy rich, right? But one can dream, right? The fact that you can actually play a game, and with the way the economy is right now, imagine if someone in Africa or in the Philippines were able to in one day and have an article be printed out saying, hey, they're able to make a living by playing this game.
Yeah, it might be harder in a first world country, but the other thing of it is like you spend so much time playing video games, and then there's so much shame and guilt that comes along with playing like a video game where you're like, oh, I've just spent 6 hours playing a game for what? For nothing, And then if you can like recoup a little bit of money, if it's like $1 an hour, $2 an hour, something like that, where it's like, you actually feel a little bit better about it.
Yeah, so. And I think the ownership, the fact that we're going into gaming, it's the evolution of gaming, because it's all about ownership. It's all about your keys, right? And it's all about the fact that we own these assets. Like, that's what it's... God, I can't wait for the world to understand what this is all about. Because right now, no one understands how crypto is going to change the world, and not just in gaming, but in everyday lives, like governance. I mean, I think it's going to be great, just the fact that once Cardano becomes fully decentralized and it's going to be handed to people, and that's something that people don't understand about crypto, is it's also meant to be, what's the word? You need engagement from the community. You need it. It's crypto is nothing without engagement. Crypto is nothing without participation. I mean, that's kind of what the whole thing about crypto is, right? It's and it's also about ownership. So that's why they give you the ability of governance within Cardano, and it's coming, right?
Yeah.
And I can't wait for that to happen for Cornucopias, because at that point, it's Cornucopias will at some point, even though it's centralized right now, right, a lot of the stuff will become more and more decentralized, and that's kind of why like nodes. Going back to what you were saying earlier about like how many people are going to be playing this game. What if it doesn't get that much traction in the beginning and you only get 100 to 200 people? Well, guess what? At the same time, it doesn't really matter, because it's going to be based off of the no, we're going to be able to support the game no matter what.
Yeah.
At some point, like most companies, right? Like let's say GTA 5, going back to that game as always, at some point GTA 5 servers are going to be cut off, right?
Yeah.
Done forever. And GTA 6 is going to be the next one, right? For the next 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
And guess what? All my assets that I spent physical money on is gone, and I have to buy the game again. I have to buy any new assets, any new skins that I want to get in that game, all over again. Versus with Cornucopias, that's not an issue. We're gonna have nodes, right, coming out coming out in July, and then people could trade them. But then it'll run regardless, right? That's what's cool about this particular game. Now we have not just like typical like web services that are going to go ahead and provide cloud servicing. No, but you have us now. You have the
Yeah.
community built, allowing the servers to run,
Well,
or the game to run.
speaking of buying assets, Eddie. All right, I want you to pick 650, 675, or 700. What should my offer be for these one of these epic commons?
Uh, you're making me choose.
Yeah, you got to pick. I
Uh,
mean, help me out, man. 650, 675. I'll tell you what. I'll put in two offers on two different ones. I'll do a 650.
for an
I'm gonna,
epic common,
yeah, send offer.
I probably would. I mean, I don't know, 675.
I'm gonna put one in for 650, and then I'm gonna put another one in for 675. And then watch me end up getting both of them, and I only want one of them. So
I feel like it's gonna pay off in the end. I mean, and
yeah,
and I feel like I have the friends, to who I will want to play the game with. And guess what, guys? I run this little store, right? You want to help me gain some copy? You want to earn some copy yourself, friends? Like, come hang out, play games, do whatever you got to do to help me out here. Go race. You can help me out. I can lend you my GTI. Sorry, my DTI for a racing game. Go right ahead. It's gonna be interesting kind of gaming environment, and also all the new people that I'm probably gonna meet along the way throughout all this. That if they're willing to like, because obviously the cryptos, it's all about crypto, being cryptic. But
well, I got two offers in, buddy,
oh yeah, would you? Oh yeah, oh man,
on on the epics.
man, you
Yeah,
are serious. Okay.
I know, but then part of me is like, but I also kind of want to just go along and scoop up like all the Maybe I'll do that with what if one I buy one, and then if I don't buy the other one, I'll scoop up a bunch of small comments so I can get more variety, right? Because like at some point, it's like, oh, I just want to like scatter shot. I just want to be able to get like all, a bunch of different places around like different areas and just hope for the best mix of resources. Because like ideally, if I can just get like enough variety of land and resources, and ultimately I can only use my own resources to craft, that's going to be like a really good way to help save money. Because if you have to go buy resources to craft on like the market, you're going to have to pay a premium for it versus what can the cost of you going to farm it yourself in your own land. So I just think having a good variety of options is a really good way to go. And so if there's so many commons, small commons right now, that's just, yeah, like I don't know. I guess there's one that's 119 ADA, but and they kind of go up pretty quickly. I mean, it go, there's the first 15. It's from like 119 to 145 ADA. So I guess
That's a pretty, yeah. They're definitely trying to sell that right away. If
yeah, the
that big of a
190.
drop, they really are enticing someone to just buy it right out at
All right,
119.
and I just convinced myself to do it. So
Oh, you
here we
bought that
go.
one?
I'm gonna go buy that one right now.
I was about to buy it too. Actually, let
Oh,
me
quick! I gotta
go.
go. I gotta go. I gotta go.
All right, buy. Let's see who buys this first. Buying. Bam, bam. Eh, eh, eh.
I just got my password in.
I just put
I
my
just got
password
my
in. Oh, it
pending,
says sorry,
pending,
just
pending.
got sniped. It's
Ah! I finally won a race.
damn. Oh man. Okay. All right. All right.
Uh, your transaction is being processed. Oh, good. I got it. The 119.
Damn it. All right. You with the 129 small. I'm offering you 119.
Right? I probably could get it. I mean,
Make an offer. Nah. You know what?
I'm
I'm
gonna
not.
quick go offer him 120 as soon as you're done. All right, Eddie. We came down here and we're gonna talk. Doing our next part of the segment for the COPIWiki deep dive. We're looking at the second page of the districts in the COPIWiki, and I'm just gonna read some of it to you so we can figure it out. We can talk about it. Ready?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, so here we go. The district land plots. It says district land maps. Every sector is subdivided into multiple districts. Districts encompass player owned and non player buildings such as houses, merchants, workshops, farms, and other utility buildings. Each district will have its own community made up of the players who populate the land. Player communities will vary, some with thriving interplayer economies and vibrant community spirit. Others may be lacking prosperity, but this is just another opportunity for new entrepreneurs to capitalize on the land and resources available in all of Cornucopia's districts. I wonder if there's like a failing district and maybe those land plots are uh, kind of undervalued, because that district is weaker, and there's an opportunity to like buy low and sell high, like throughout this game, right? Where like, oh, this district has been strong. People want to come to this district. Sell your land plots high there, and then go buy the weak districts, and then do what you can to build those up.
Yeah, I think it's going to be also driven by the narrative of the story as well. I think that's a good way for them to kind of add value to a certain district based on a story or the lore that gets produced. Like it's not something similar to what I feel like Helldiver's done a great job at doing is building a lore, having like they have about I don't know. I'm gonna take a guess that they have about like 12 to maybe 20, actually probably 2 dozen. They probably have like 24 planets, and they basically
Mhm.
say that you have to go to a particular planet because of said reason, because of
Yeah.
the advancement of the alien colony has expanded to this has invaded this planet. Go and attack that planet, which means that now everybody has to go to that planet, and they've actually deactivate other planets like where you can no longer access those planets, and you can't play in under those environments. So it changes the concept. And so if they want to go ahead and provide value to a district that has not as much activity, they can always maybe say that maybe other districts will have higher fees, or who knows.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting that they can push people into like a failing district for whatever reason. Oh, well, you need to do this quest, these daily quests take you over into that district. It's just really interesting. It'll be really interesting to see how the mechanics of the game affects the value of the assets. Where like maybe one season, you know, this district is really popular, or this one district has all the buildings and amenities you could possibly want, and it's going to make the land in those districts probably much more valuable than one of these failing districts. And then if like you like so then say maybe me, you, and like 7-10 other people who have the capital to go build up another district that's been failing, maybe we could even take that as an opportunity to go and be like, all right, well, let's go get these buildings in this district built up, and then let's buy this land that's dirt cheap right now because this district stinks, and then we can then sell it because like look at all this district has to offer. Like that might be the way to do it, right? To be really like entrepreneurial about it, like the wiki says.
Yeah, because in the end, what that's how I when as you were reading that, the way I take it is it's based on the community and what they're going to do with it. It's because that's where it's really on us to do it. Like I mean, similar to I always give examples, but like I always think of another one like Minecraft, right? Like people
Yeah.
have done brilliant things. I think people have done. Maybe I'm making this up, but I could have sworn people have made like the entire world of like like I think Pokemon, I think, or maybe Zelda, or like another game inside of Minecraft. Like it's
I think it's Zelda.
insane.
I've heard
Yeah,
that they did it with
and the
Zelda.
fact that
Yeah,
you can go in there, and I think I wouldn't even doubt that somebody's probably made one of the entire wood of King's, the world of Game of Thrones, right?
Game of Thrones. Yeah,
The map and all that. I wouldn't doubt that either. I mean, but there's people. It's just based on what you make of the game, and they allow certain people to enter those servers, right? If you enter the Discord, if you're part of the community, they want to make sure they vet people because they don't want anybody to go ahead and corrupt and destroy their hard work, right? Which is valid. But I mean,
yeah.
that's a community engagement. That was not the developers. The developers just said, here's your paint and your canvas. Go ahead and create and do your own thing. And people took it and ran with it and made a strong community behind it, where people are like that, were so brought together on a common goal because of the love of a certain culture, and that could be brought into cornucopias, in my opinion.
Definitely. Reading on, buildings can be placed on NFT land plots. Each buildings will have in-game utility. This means they provide in-game practical applications. Each theme zone contains multiple sectors, each with unique features from diverse landscapes to exclusive resources. These are simply miniature worlds for players to explore, socialize, quest, craft, and trade. Within sectors, players are able to gather a breadth of raw resources. To do so, players are required to engage in various activities: farming, mining, fishing, foraging, forestry. These raw resources can then be used for crafting. This is the process of combining resources to create an item with more value than its intrinsic parts. So that's the whole reason why to own land plots, I think, is that the resources that you're going to be able to get, so you can either sell the resources or use them to craft your own things. Like I think it's going to be really exciting to have that land grab and being able to start figuring this stuff out.
Yeah, and it sucks. I mean, for people who aren't in this already, right? I'm pretty sure there's gonna be so many people upset that they weren't here to be a part of it. So, I swear
Yeah, yeah,
the people who are in cornucopias, who are even watching this podcast, which is millions of people, but you guys have all need to like get engagement, bring out
yeah.
have conversations with your buddies about concepts of games and what do you think of this and what do you think of
And make
this.
sure they subscribe to the podcast too. Like, if you
Yeah,
want, yeah, that's the first thing
yeah,
before they even join Cornucopias.
yeah. I think we're trying
Subscribe.
to. Well, I think we're almost there, right? We're probably at 2 million now subscribers. I
Yeah,
think.
you
But
round up. If you round up,
if
it's
you,
2 million.
yeah, just move the decimal point a few. But like, it's you just gotta make sure you start getting engaged because it games are word of mouth, right? And it's based on an experience too. So definitely start talking about it with your friends. I think that's something that should happen, right? I'm trying to get people to. I might get people to start playing some cornucopias as more and more comes out. There's not as much as besides
Definitely.
racing that's out there right now, so that's why I don't play it as often. I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
do, but it's like there's limitations yet right now, and this is not many people right now get access to a game this early, and because right now we're literally testing the game. Everything that we're seeing here is testing. Everything is there's always a possibility of things changing on anything that they do. Go ahead.
I think you said it. The key thing there is there are going to be people who are playing this game 3 years from now. Then they're going to say, "I wish I was there back in 2024. I could have bought this NFT that I just spent $300 on. I
Hmm.
could have bought it for $50. I could have bought it this, like I could have." I could have, they're gonna be trying to buy one land plot when now like most people could afford to go buy. I mean, $500 isn't a little bit of money, but like it's you could go buy 10 land plots almost with $500 right now. Maybe 550. So like there's going to be people that are I think are wishing that they had this opportunity right now, that they're gonna be like, oh well, feeling like they got a good deal when they go and they buy your common land plot for whatever they have to pay for it when it's all built up and ready to go.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting economy. I can't wait to see where it's going to go.
So reading on in the districts, I think most people know that it talks about the quantities of lamp, the small, medium, large, epic, how many of each, the rarities. I think most people know that. I'm going to skip over that. It says the land plots are NFTs and are owned by players. We know that. The land plot rarity may also have an impact on some elements of the land. For example, the rarity determines what raw materials are found on the land at this. Well, that can't be accurate anymore. We know that that's got to be old information that's not been updated, right? It says that, for example, the rarity determines what raw materials are found on the land at the start of each season. That's
Um,
Or do you think that is true? Do you, because remember how we asked the question last episode? Will the rarity still matter after you pick the land plot? Maybe it will. Maybe the huh the because all of a sudden it makes it way more interesting to go buy a mythic, because if mythic is going to determine what materials you can get, then there's only going to be like so many of them land plots that have those materials, right?
yeah, I mean, I could see that as well. I could see that having a. I mean, I would assume it's not going to be as like it can't be that much of the rare
No.
resource if there is. I mean, I don't. I would hope not, just because again,
Yeah.
then it becomes a real pay to win if you think about it at that point. And
Yeah.
there has to be, but I can. There has to be some sort of value. There has to be a value as to
Yeah.
why it's a mythic. Now, again, they can do anything they want. Maybe they haven't updated it in a while. They haven't, that's the concept, right? The idea of that happening, because that's something like even I would say that's a great idea, right? Like as a thought, as a concept. Hey, we can make these land plots and we can give them the resources based on that, right? But again, if maybe the rarity is the utility on the rarity is how early you get to choose the land, right? So that's
Yeah.
that, and that's it. That's what gave it its value. And now, once it's
Yeah.
locked in, it's not going to be really known as a mythic or whatever, because at that point, technically you're kind of close to the resources that are around it, right? Like, I mean, if you're choosing a certain land because of a particular rare resources is there, then maybe you got the right to get the land early enough to be near those rare resources. So I don't know, maybe things can change, maybe they haven't updated it, so I wouldn't
Yeah, I'm
fix.
definitely gonna shoot that question in the
Yeah,
Kopi Cafe question and
yeah.
answer, because I mean, because I think it'd be cool if maybe if it's like probabilities, where like let's say the let's say if you own a mythic land plot, you have a 25% chance to get the rarest, and then like a 35% chance to get the second rarest, materials or resources that season, right? And then maybe a common land plot has like only like a 5% chance to get those resources, right?
Hmm.
So some commons will have it, but you're way more likely to have it if you're a mythic. I think that would be a good way to give value to the mythic land plots, and then to also give the common land plots an opportunity to every once in a while get like the super rare
Yeah,
resources.
I agree with that statement, because I feel like again, otherwise it becomes a pay to win, and that's something you want to kind of try
Yeah.
and fall off on, because a lot of pay to wins don't really get seen in a good light, right? So
Yeah.
for to give even common a chance at having a possibility of getting a particular resource that's probably sprouts up onto your land. Maybe it's like a golden acorn. I don't know, right? But like it's
Yeah.
just the fact that it's something that has a rare, super rare chance of ever spawning on a common can still happen, but there's like maybe a 10% chance that it does happen more frequently on a mythic. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
That's going to be interesting to try to find out more information on. Going on, it says it is possible a district could be comprised of mythic only land plots or common only land plots, a mixture of all 5 rarities. The land rarity arrangement is decentralized and is hard to predict. The following summary shows the rarity quantity for the kind of plots for the first 3 X theme zones that will be launched. All right, let's see. This might all be out of date, because
I mean, yeah. I mean, I would assume a lot of it probably is, but I mean, it's still part of the COPIWiki. It's kind of like the only thing that we have to reference.
But it's good that we're reading it because we can see what it was and we can go ask the questions.
Correct. Yeah. All right, so we're here. Gonna check out my newest vehicle here. Check out my Jester. This is mine right here. I just put it on here on display at the GTI venue.
Yeah, did you win it by blowing me up the most amount of anyone else in the game?
No. Just put a loan down on lending pawn or.
I can't wait to see when the first one of these is won and it hits the JPEG store. How much it's going for. I mean, like, is it going to be like, what if you had to guess right now? Let's say you and Racer both win one, right? And you, being the smart businessman that you are, you put your Jester on the market. What would you put it for as Ada? Not knowing, you don't own any price history. What wild price are you putting out there to sell your Jester? And you can probably never win it again because.
If I can't win it again, that'd be difficult to me to ever let it go. If I can't ever win it again, like a one-time win, I don't know. That'd be really tough, man. I definitely would probably think of a 5-figure number in Ada.
I would think it would be 10,000 Ada plus.
Yeah, minimum, right, for this particular vehicle. Because I mean, not many people are going to be able to win this vehicle, right? You have to be really fast, and if someone who can't break like a minute, get under a minute on a particular track or certain time frame, then they're never going to be able to own this vehicle, right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna have to be worthwhile. So again, the most valuable thing for anybody is time, and I took the time to practice, to race, to win them, to participate, to buy in right into these races, to train. It takes time, and you have to devote yourself to actually do it. And imagine like if this vehicle will be part of multiple different races that can be made, right? So I don't know. Like I feel like you can also gain access to certain exclusivities within the game later on.
Yeah, because the earning potential of this vehicle might be so high that you can't sell it because you could make 10,000 Ada over a couple of years with it, and then that point like you would want to keep it, right? So
right.
All right, Eddie. Let's we had a good pod here. Let's call it an end. What do you say? We'll do do you have any? I'm sorry. Let me try that again. All right, Eddie. Let's check in with you. Do you got any final thoughts here for the end of the podcast?
No. Well, yeah. The typical, right? The typical stuff. To go ahead and claim your copy, right?
Claim your copy.
Go ahead and use whatever wallet you want, whether it's Vesper or Wi-Fi, right? Is what typically Cornucopia is partnered up with. I bet Vesper just has that capability of doing it with trip drops. Go ahead and vote for the Knights Catalyst.
Oh yeah, let's not forget that.
Yeah. Gotta go ahead and make sure that we go ahead and support the Knights Guild. They're trying to go ahead and make kind of change the gaming industry for crypto and trying to develop tools
on Cardano,
right? And it's on Cardano as well. So they're not asking for much. They're basically trying to go ahead and create something that the gaming industry might need later on for tournaments and just competitions.
It's definitely going to help bring it's going to build something that it's there, it's to be used by all games. It just makes less work for them to have to do it on their own, you know. And it could be all shared from like across all platforms. It's a really great idea. Definitely go take the time to, and the links are in the description to go look at the project and to check it out. And make sure you download the app to vote for it, because that's going to be important. It's a separate little voting app, so make sure you're voting for it, because that's the whole reason why we're into this whole crypto thing, is to have say over what happens.
Yeah, and also at the same time, like the next build will be having leaderboards, so I'll probably be seeing you guys in the racetrack a little bit more now that we're gonna probably be having the leaderboards come out. So be on the lookout for that. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun. All right, Eddie. I wanted to thank the Knights Guild for letting us be a part of their amazing community. Make sure you follow them on X. Use the links in the description to join their Discord and find their website. Thank you to Rob, Josh, David, and all the people working hard to build the game. Special shout out to Scruffy and Late Game Crypto Josh for doing all the work at Consensus. It's awesome seeing you guys there. It's awesome seeing the people from the community kind of being really the best of this, being plucked from the ranks of the community to go do that work, and we're really glad to see you guys there. We're really proud of you guys for the work you're doing, so that's really awesome. Finally, please subscribe to Around the Corn's YouTube channel so you don't miss next week's episode. We're gonna keep at this for as long as we're around, as long as crypto is cryptoing, and as long as cornucopias is cornucopias. All right, everybody, thanks, Eddie. Thanks for joining me this week. Appreciate you, man.
Yep, deuces. Unless it's like based on active users, how active a person is. Well, I'm on the tower, by the way. I don't know if
I thought I went down to the bottom floor. I thought we were coming down here.
Oh, okay. I went up top. I'm gonna go down.
All right.
I'm waiting for the elevator though.
Every sector is subdivided into multiple districts. Districts composed player-owned, and I'm going to read through this and see if there's anything we can skip over. Non-player buildings such as houses, merchants, workshops, farms. Lacking. I need to put my glasses on. This is bad. Oh yeah, that's better. All right.